Hey everybody, we're gonna wait just a little bit, let people on. I'm probably talking to no one right now, which is super cool. I've not done this kind of a
You're not talking to no one.
Oh, that's right, we got Anne here. Hi.
I am your audience and your background music.
Anne is going to play some music. She's an amazing musician. You should check her out on Spotify.
I'm everywhere.
Yes,
Music.
some excellent things. So as we're getting started, I got some things going already. I've chopped up some of the ingredients and I'm getting my butter going. The goal with the butter is to really turn it into kind of a browned butter. So I'm going to keep it at a pretty low heat, kind of let it cook out as I do some more of the preparations. The ingredients for this soup are actually pretty simple. It is leeks, it is onions and potatoes, and then it's done with, sorry about that guys, it's done with creams and sour cream at the end. This is a slightly lighter version than you would usually find in a French recipe. French recipes like butter. I want to have better cholesterol than that, so I'm not going to make this a fully French dish. So I want to show you a couple of tips about cutting some things. So for instance, cutting an onion. So this recipe calls for a medium onion. All I have is small and gigantic. So I got half of a gigantic onion to be a medium. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna slice this. So I'm gonna take my fingers, put them on the edge here, take my sharp knife, you want your knife to be sharp, and just kind of slice down along the edge like this. My goal is to get pretty even cuts. Now we're gonna be blending all this together at the end, so it doesn't have to be even to look pretty. It is more about cooking times. We don't want this to take forever cooking one aspect of this. We want everything to kind of cook together. I'm just gonna set those aside. Next up is cutting a leek. If you don't know what a leek is, this is a leek. A leek is a, well, it's a type of onion, it's a type of allium. They are delicious. They grow mostly up in the winter. They actually do really well from having a little bit of cold on them. I'm gonna slice off the bottoms, and then right here you can see there's this V-shaped split. That is where it starts becoming woody at the top, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna cut there as well. Now, a good thing to do with your leeks is to soak them a little bit in water. That way when you cut them, you're not getting any of the dirt that kind of goes in the middle. Let's get rid of some of that grit. I did that with these, so these are pretty clean already. I'm gonna cut them off, and then I'm just going to cut little half circles out of that. The next step in this recipe is to cook off these onions. We're going to sweat them off at a low temperature. Not going to caramelize them. Vichyssoise is a cold soup. It is a much paler kind of white soup than normal, usually served with like chives or something on top. You can really think of it as, well, potato soup. Just regular old, delicious potato soup, just served cold for these hot, hot summer days. So I'm gonna take a look at my butter. Starting to get some of that brown color in there. As always, I recommend salt and pepper with everything you cook. Salt and pepper allow you to enhance the flavors. You can see I'm getting some of this foam up at the top. You can see a little bit of browning down there. That browning is caused by the milk fats kind of cooking out. I'll transition you guys over here since I'm gonna be cooking. There we go. Got my super high-tech setup here of putting my camera on things because I don't have a working tripod for this camera. So I got my butter cooking down. I'm going to take my onions and my leeks, and they are all going in right now. I'm just going to put them in here. If you listen close, you can hear that little sizzle. You want that sizzle. So we're going to get these in, and we're going to add salt and pepper. Now, a friend of mine who's a chef made the recommendation of having your salt in a little container rather than in a thing. It allows you to kind of add finishing salts at the end. Got my little wooden container here. Also keeps it from getting overly clumped up with water. But salt and, as always, fresh pepper. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of let that sit and cook down a little bit. And while that's cooking down, since you guys don't want to watch me stirring a pot, that's part of why I asked Anne to come today, I wanted to give her a chance to play some music for you. She is an amazing musician, a dear friend, and was hoping she would play a song for you guys. So, Anne.
Well, I'm gonna play heck out of a song for
What
you guys.
song would you like to play? Let me get this set up in a good angle.
Okay.
There we go.
Play a song that's like gonna come out soon.
I like that
I'm trying to
idea.
think of can't remember. Oh, no. I know what key this song is in. Sometimes I think that I'm past help when the veil thins. Wish I had a story I was ready to tell, but until then, I keep writing sad songs with my friends. They come together with help from all the voices in our heads, singing it's fine for now. I've got some time till I'm not alright again. Now the sizzling is background music. That's so lovely. I think I should add that into like all of my songs.
Oh man, there's the
Just
sound of
cooking
cooking. It'll just
sounds.
make people salivate just listening to those sounds.
Sometimes I think that this is all that I'll ever feel. Time sure slows down to a crawl when you wanna heal. So I think for now it's okay to pretend. Zone out alone, then face it with a friend. Singing it's fine for now. I've got some time till I'm not alright again. Fine for now. I've got some time till I'm not alright again.
All right, so we've been cooking down. I know you're bummed out to see me after hearing all that beautiful music, but you know. So this is cooked down quite a bit. It actually came up to about here in the pot originally. I'm using a Dutch oven. I love my Dutch oven. Nice heavy bottomed. I can put it in the oven to cook things if I want to. I actually bake bread in this all the time. But now that it's cooked down to there, we need to add some, well, potatoes. So the recipe I have, and the one that I use, calls for Yukon Gold. I don't have Yukon Gold potatoes, so I'm just using a good old russet potato from Idaho. But you're gonna make pretty even cuts, so I'm gonna cut it in half this way, then in half this way, and then I'm gonna chop it down into cubes. This is a dice. This is a large dice on potatoes. Now, if I was going to be making, say, a O'Brien potato or something where you would see, I would have cut this off into cubes, perfect cubes. Right now I got these curved shapes. Doesn't really matter because what I want is this. Potatoes all roughly the same size. So if you are trying to cook along at home with me, I'm sorry that I did all this so fast, but watching a person cut is not always the most exciting thing in the world. So I'm gonna add the potatoes into my pot here, and I'm going to mix it around, and then comes the next step, the part that I probably won't show you because it's honestly watching water boil, is we are gonna add 6 cups of stock or water. So this can be made into a vegan dish, but I'm using chicken stock because I am not a vegan, nor am I serving vegans today. So I'm gonna go for more of what I like, which is that chicken stock. You can use basically any stock you feel like. Chicken stock is a pretty neutral stock for a dish like this. And now, all I have to do is cook this until those potatoes are tender. The smaller you cut them, the quicker they'll become tender, the less time this will take. I cut them pretty big, so I'm gonna go like at 30 to 40 minutes. So that is the end of this little live cooking demo. I will send pictures of the finished soup later today. And thank you all for coming. Please do not forget to vote for me. We are in the top 5, only the top 2 go through. And right now, I'm sitting 3rd, so I need a lot of votes. So if you could share this out, get your friends voting. If you could vote every day, every 24 hours, or you can do champion votes. Right now, it is not 2-for-1 champion votes. It is just 1-to-1. I'll let you know if there's another, but please don't feel obligated. Don't feel pressured to vote with champion votes. I want you to do that if that is something that you feel is supportive. The James Beard Foundation does a lot of good. They do go out and they do help, particularly with equity and food security in, well, the country and in the workforce. So thank you so much. Enjoy. Send me pictures if you decide to cook this. I would love to see what you created. Bye. Everybody say bye, Ann.
Vote for Sean. Sean for president.
Oh, my.